toxic relationship, poisonous relationship. अल हाय कर दीजिए हमारे कपल शांतनु जी और गंगा जी का हाय कर दीजिए. These are my couple. These are my lovely couple. I respect my customers. Jeff Bezos respects his customers. I respect my couples. They are my customers. And any character, any story I tell, I put these people's name and do it. That is the reason you may find it little bit crazy that I don't want to call any of my names of my clients. Okay, experience is true, but the character names or this. Welcome for that. Let's wait for another 5 minutes spent for you so that we can join. Some of people are joining here. I'm on Restream. This is a sort of a platform where I will be available on more than 30 platforms. I do not know what platforms are available, but sometimes I get the information, sometimes I don't get the information. Today's talk is on how to manage toxic relationship. Is it required in your life or not? So we'll talk about it. Dr. Sundaram, um, the married relationship couples mentor, working for 2 decades. Let me give a small introduction of myself. I was a small guy, shy guy. When I was 9 years old, I was just behind my mother's saris. I was scared of two things: my father's police belt, he was a policeman, and anything he sold is a police belt. And another is I was scared of talking to girls. But now I have changed the life of around 25,000 young girls, young mothers. Why? Because I see pain in me. When I was 9 years old, I attempted suicide with my mother. I saw her drowning. I was helpless. And a pujari saved me. And I told, do you want to help your mother? Then don't fight with your father. And you have to help mothers. You're such a lovely son that you're helping your mother by drowning. But what about mothers who doesn't have son like you? Well, you can go into my YouTube story and find out 7 YouTube videos are there where I have shared my journey. And every client who comes to me for the last 2 decades, they are like my mother. They are like my father. I took around 20 to 30 years doing mistakes. To seeing the meaning of my life, it took 30 years. I don't want any other person to do the same mistake. I don't want any other girl to suffer like my mother has suffered. My mother cried for all human in this world. That is a promise I made. She is no more, but now I see that I'm helping the young mothers get a lot of happiness. My mission is to help 1 million couples, 1 million young couples. I want all of you to share with me. I cannot do it on my own. I need your help in different forms. Maybe you can become my student, you can become a friend, you can become a well-wisher, or whatever it is, whatever the format you feel you can join me. So we'll talk about the toxic relationship. Toxic relationship is a relationship which mostly there is an abuse as a basic pre-requirement in toxic relationship. There is less talk, or there is a hidden talk, or there is a indirect talk, and there is a signal in from early. There is a signal that there is a that one of the partner doesn't like the other partner. Uh, a guy came to me and he told me that I'm okay and my problem is with my wife and she got separated after having 2 kids. Even though we are not legally divorced, he didn't tell me that. He hinted me that there are some misunderstanding, but I do not know. Well, I don't take up case until unless talk to the other party. I reluctantly told him until unless your wife comes, I will not be in a position to talk about the case. So afterwards, he involved his wife. The other side of the story is she got separated because this guy has a habit of short tempered. Anger management is a big problem. He can't manage his anger. He shouts at his mother, shouts at his brother, shouts at his sister, sometimes physical. And but entirely split personality. When he's in office, he's a king, he's a god, he's a angel. But when he comes into the house, he's entirely a sort of a cannibal. Um, When he will lose mood, when he will lose himself, nobody knows. An incident was there where the wife was drinking coffee, all were drinking coffee. The coffee was over for the husband. And he told his wife that I want coffee. She told, okay, let me cup my cup of coffee and I will get for you. And he immediately poured that hot water, hot milk on his wife's face. And I told, bloody hell, what the hell you think of me? You don't have respect for me. I'm asking you coffee and you're telling you'll take some time to do that. So please understand, how can you expect the other person to respond before the dialogue is completed? Are you trying to understand me? Even the dialogue itself is not complete. How do you expect the lady will go and make coffee, prepare, and get a cup of coffee for him? That is where the people lose temper. And if you lose this, if you to go into that behind the scene, go to the back end, on deep analysis, I found out his father had the same problem. His father had the same problem. That is directly the blueprint is transferred to the son. And if this is not checked up, don't worry about it. Your son will get a guarantee that he is going to behave like this. The way the father to son to. So, and this guy had a lot of emotional abuse. She was facing a lot of emotional abuse, physical abuse. And how long do you think a lady can bear this daily the physical violence? Somebody rolls your hand back and hits in your back, how much pain will be there? Isn't it? Suppose somebody punches on your nose, how much pain it will be as? Have you ever experienced the punching in the nose? Accidentally, suppose I punch my own nose. See, I got a sort of jolt pain. It doesn't go for 2 or 3 days, isn't it? And how do you expect the lady can withstand? She withstood only for the sake of her children. And one day when the boy hit in front of the children, that was the day where the breakup day was there. It was a breakup day. She called bye-bye and she got separated. So I will say that she has been living in a toxic relationship. And she has been living in a toxic relationship, a poisonous relationship. Any relationship becomes poisonous when it is disempowering you. Every day, what is happening? It is de energizing you. You're not able to perform your job. You're not able to give your output to your boss. You do not have the energy to manage yourself. And that is called toxic relationship. You know, there may be enough signals that friends may tell, family may tell, brother may tell, sister may tell to leave. But this girl I respect because somehow she has managed the torture only for she wanted to beget a child. You may call the selfish agenda. I don't want to go any sides of it, but it is the agenda of the mother. Okay. So there was a survey conducted by one of these surveys called Glamour in the year 2011. And around 60 to 70% of the couples, even in my case, around 50% of my couples who come with this complaint between the age of 20 to 35, emotional abuse is the first step. I'm not telling it's only the husband to wife. There's also divorce case also there. Emotional abuse is always there. Emotional abuse is always there. That itself is a signal that it is high time that you should have. Why actually you have to with the emotional abuse? Because you do not have the skill of, you're not learned the language of, you do not have the skill of retorting back. You do not know how to solve the problem. Problem is coming, he's shouting, and you do not know how to shout back. I'm not telling shout back is only option. You do not have any method of, see, when a problem is coming, you should have some solution, some technique. Okay, so Indian women are so traditional, they think that I should not open up. Yeah, I should not. The vice versa, over the introvert extrovert story. The problem you're suffering is not because you're emotional, you're suffering because you do not have the skill of solving it. You do not have the skill of solving it. That is where my reskilling training program, spouse reskilling training program helps you out. For a 3 years, 30 years job, 3 years, 1,000 days training program as a graduate. For 50 years professional, and then 1,500 years of educational investment you do. For our 80 years of married life, parenting life, how many training you have done? How many times you updated these thoughts? You think the old parenting model will work? The way your mother tells will become a truth. The way your father tells become you are suffering not because you are suffering more because you are applying a parenting model and wishing success. Please understand, when you drink poison, you die. I don't die. You know pretty well your parent model is not working, and you don't want to update. Then why do you want to blame the toxic relationship? And many of the cases I have seen indirectly, these people they lose confidence, they look for love, affection, and they either they have operate from fear, they anger, guilty, their feelings are ignored. And many of the time these people I have seen 50 to 50% of such clients, they blame themselves. But it has been very carefully manipulated by the other party. Very, very carefully manipulated by the other party. So please, my suggestion for the toxic couples will be please share with somebody, number one. Otherwise, I would say that please write down on a paper to minimize the stress. Trust somebody. Go to a mentor or take a professional. If you are doing the same thing, please understand you are giving a guarantee that this will be repeated by you. You're putting a signature to the God. God, please save all my pain for my children. Let my child also suffer. That is what you're doing. So I request you go ahead for professional life, and I don't see any participants here except for one or three. And I thank you very much for the help you have done. I want you to share this with your friends, whomever you like. And thank you. Thanks a lot. Ha ha.